So I'm back with this Leopold 660C. I know I said I wouldn't take it apart, but I couldn't help it. I just had the urge to do it. So my keyboard right now is in a million pieces, and let's go over some stuff. Okay, so again, this is top switch. Here's the main PCB right here, and basically you have these springs right here. They go right on top. And then on top of that, you have this little rubber dome right here. Okay, and then this switch, this plastic switch here goes right on top of that. And then you can push it down from there. And then the keycaps go on inside that. Like that. Okay, so here's what it looks like by itself without the switch. And you can see this is where the tactile comes from. You need enough force to this little bump right here, this little soft bump. This is what causes it to be tactile right here. So when you press it down, you can see that this is why it's hard to stop halfway in, because when it's in this position, it wants to either pop down or pop back up. It's really hard to make it stay in between. And it's really squishy. This is why it feels really smooth. And these springs are pretty soft too. Okay, so let's go over some parts right now. Here's all the different screws. This is the plastic switch here. It was pretty hard to get off. These are made so you just pop them in once and you can't really take it off again, but I kind of pried it apart. And this is where all the switches is on a metal plate right now. Okay, the membrane, the rubber part, these are actually a little bit sticky, so they stay on the PCB unless you just pull them off. And I pulled one of the big ones off right here. The other ones are still on. Okay, there's the pile of keycaps. Here's the main controller, the top cover, and then the bottom of the case. All right, and then I guess I'll talk about a little bit about each of the parts right now. So let me mount the camera. Okay, so here's the bottom of the case right here. It's actually pretty solid for plastic. There is a little bit of flex because the metal plate is not inside. And based on just this piece right here, I'm pretty sure a metal case can be designed from it. I guess when I have time, I guess I'll try this sometimes in the summer. All right, here's the top cover, and this piece here is the one that flexes a lot. And you can see it's very fragile. If I compare this to like a Philco or a Ducky keyboard that's in Cherry MX, this frame right here is actually pretty solid. But then this Leopold right here, it's pretty flimsy. All right, so let's go over the PCB. All right, so here's the main PCB right here. This is the top. And you can see that these little rubber things, they're actually a little bit sticky, so they're kind of stuck to the bottom, but you can easily just pull them off. All right, so the bottom, here's the bottom. Not really much to say about this other than it's mostly SMD. The only through-hole parts are these LEDs right here. This red LED, and there's one more on this side, and this one right here. So it's right here, but everything else is SMD. This part right here, this is where the controller plugs in. The soldering looks pretty good. The quality of the PCB looks pretty good too. It's not a cheap PCB. Okay, so this main piece right here, this is where all the switch is. They're all plastic, and this switch here is what pushes on the little rubber membrane dome. Again, here's the stabilizers. And in my other review, I said that these switches here don't need stabilizers, but actually when I took it apart, it looks like the stabilizers are actually on the bottom right here. So there are stabilizers, it's just on the bottom side. The spacebar stabilizers, they go all the way to the surface. All right, this metal plate is pretty rigid. There's these two little bends here, right here, and on this side, and that's what makes it even more rigid. There's not much flex to it. Okay, these holes right here, they're not made for these little plastic switch to come off, and I actually tried to get one off, and you're not really supposed to, and I'll show you why in a minute. Oh yeah, this part does look like there's a little bit of lube, and I'm guessing they put that so this plastic thing doesn't stick to the rubber. Okay, so here's the switch I was talking about right here. This is where the keycap goes in on the top, and then the bottom is where it pushes on the rubber dome. Okay, so you see these little clips here. Let me get in focus. This little clip, this is what holds it into the plate right here. This little nub here is sticking out. So if you want to take it apart, you kind of have to push it in. But the thing is, this plastic here, it's very brittle. It doesn't bend very much. And this side, I pushed it in just a tad far because it wouldn't come off. And then it kind of just crumbled. See? It kind of sunk in and it kind of broke. So I guess when I put it back, I'm going to see if it still holds. But if not, then I guess I just ruined one of the switch. Okay, so if you try to take it apart, don't, because you're not really supposed to. And I was just really curious, so I had to take it apart myself. Here's the rubber sheet. I mean, not much I can say on this. It just kind of pushes on the spring. Here. Here's the main controller. Everything on here looks like it's SMD except the dip switch. This is through hole. Again, the soldering looks pretty good. It's pretty clean. And this ribbon here is where it connects to the main PCB right here. I don't know what this is for. This connector here, it has empty pins. So I think there might be a potential to hack this thing, but I'm not too sure. I don't know why they put this. Alright, so I guess that's about it. I just completely disassembled it. The pile of keycaps. These do flex a bit. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I'm gonna put everything together, and then, oh yeah, I did have to void my warranty, but this sticker comes off pretty easy. I didn't even know that. If I did, I would just pull the sticker off, but I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, so that's it.